A lost game that quietly changed a franchise's future. A veteran walking away, opening doors for a new wave. Heading into 2025, the Philadelphia Eagles have stability on offense. But defense? That's a different story. Familiar faces remain, surprising names are emerging, and the pressure's on across the roster. There's a rising star, a legacy connection, and moves behind the scenes that could reshape everything. These are the latest updates from the Eagles. Drop a like and let's break it all down. It's been a wild ride in Philly, but it finally looks like the Eagles have found their guy under center, Jalen Hurts. Once seen as just another developmental project out of Alabama and Oklahoma, Hurts has evolved into the face of the franchise, thanks to a steady partnership with Nick Sirianni and a boost from Kellen Moore during their time together. This dude went from backup plan to MVP caliber baller in just a few seasons, dragging the Eagles from mediocrity to serious contenders. Let's rewind a bit. His coming out party? Week 15 of the 2020 season against the Cardinals. The Eagles were stumbling toward a forgettable 4-11-1 record, and Doug Peterson was already halfway out the door. But there was Hurts, just his second start ever, putting up 338 yards and 4 total TDs. They didn't win, Arizona sealed it with a late dagger, but it was the first real glimpse of what Hurts could be. And from that point on, he basically locked up the QB1 job going into Sirianni's tenure. Fast forward to week 3 of 2022, and Hurts is making a statement in Washington. Facing off against his old QB room rival Carson Wentz, Hurts lit up the Commanders for 3 second-quarter touchdowns and 340 passing yards. It was a total, this is my team now kind of game. That win was part of the surge that carried Philly all the way to the Super Bowl, where Hurts nearly matched Mahomes blow for blow. Now, not every game was a gem. Take Week 16 of 2020 against Dallas, an ugly 37-17 loss where Hurts tried to do too much. 2 picks and a late fumble reminded everyone that, yeah, he was still learning. But hey, it's not always sunshine when you're leading a team circling the drain. Then there's that Week 13 beatdown of the Titans in 2022. That was primetime Hurts. He shredded Tennessee for 380 yards, threw 3 TDs, 2 to A.J. Brown, who probably had revenge on his mind, and ran one in for good measure. This one really hammered home that Hurts wasn't just some system guy, he was the system. And finally, his first duel with Mahomes in 2021. Hurts played clean, tossing for 387 and 2 scores, but the defense gave up 40+, and there wasn't much he could do. That loss stung, and so did the one in Super Bowl LVY the following year. But the payoff? A huge W in Super Bowl LAX, where Hurts finally got the last laugh, torching the Chiefs 40-22. Safe to say, the Eagles aren't flying blind anymore. They've got their leader, and he's just getting started. Who knew a loss could mean so much? And if that caught your attention, wait till you hear who might be stepping up as the Eagles' next key defender. The Eagles are rolling into 2025 with sky-high expectations and a locker room full of fresh faces, especially on the defensive side. The old guard is mostly gone. Brandon Graham hung up the cleats, Slay and Bradbury got cut, Gardner Johnson was shipped out, and both Milton Williams and Josh Sweat cashed in elsewhere. What's left? A youth movement that's full steam ahead, but not without its growing pains. Right now, the spotlight's on a linebacking core that's already dealing with injuries before the first whistle of training camp. Nakobe Dean is still recovering, and first-rounder Jahad Campbell is on the shelf for a few more weeks. That's opened the door for second-year linebacker Jeremiah Trotter Jr. to step into the mix. And he's not just dipping his toes in, he's diving headfirst into a potential starting role alongside Zach Bond during off-season workouts. Trotter's not out here bragging about the opportunity, though. When asked about getting his shot with others sidelined, he kept it humble. "You never want to see guys hurt," he told CBS Sports. "But I've been getting more reps, and I'm grateful for that. Just trying to earn trust, keep improving, and get better every day." That's veteran talk from a guy who's still just 22. For those keeping score at home, Trotter came in as a 5th-round pick out of Clemson last year, a full-circle story considering his dad, Jeremiah Trotter Sr., was a fan favorite and hard-hitting linebacker for the Birds back in the day. Jr. spent most of his rookie year on special teams, only cracking the starting lineup in the final game of the season. But in 17 games, he still managed to make some noise: 25 tackles, a QB hit, a pass breakup, and half a sack. Not bad for a guy learning the ropes. Now, in year 2, Trotter's locking in off the field to make sure he shows up when it counts. He's built a daily routine: Early mornings, lifting, stretching, pre-practice prep, all to stay sharp and stay consistent when the pads go on. Will he start week 1? That probably depends on the health of Dean and Campbell. But if he balls out in preseason, Trotter could go from rotational piece to breakout name in no time. Philly believes he's got the juice to be a difference maker. And with this much turnover on D, don't be shocked if Trotter Jr. starts carving out his own legacy in midnight green. With Hurts in command and young talent fighting to break out, Philly's in a pivotal moment. There'll be bumps, but the storylines are heating up. Like what you see, subscribe to the channel.